Tom Cotton has encouraged people to kill protesters. Here it is.
I have to say, Sandra, I agree with you that you have to get to these criminals early. If something like this happened in Arkansas on a bridge there, let's just say I think there'd be a lot of very wet criminals that have been tossed overboard, not by law enforcement, but by the people whose road they're blocking. If they glued their hands to a car or the pavement, well, probably pretty painful to have their skin ripped off. But I think that's the way we'd handle it in Arkansas. And I would encourage most people anywhere that get stuck behind criminals like this, who are trying to block traffic, to take matters in their own hands. There's only usually a few of them, and there's a lot of people being inconvenienced. It's time to put an end to this nonsense.
Put up the picture, full mass. Now, Senator, I usually don't do this, sir. But you look like the last fella who will run up on somebody because they are blocking traffic. You are encouraging people to take the law into their own hands. You are encouraging people to basically toss individuals off a bridge. What you're saying is criminal, sir. You cannot utilize deadly force for something that is simply an inconvenience. That is illegal. Per NBC News, Senator Tom Scott doubled down last week on those comments, urging people delayed by traffic stemming from pro-Palestinian demonstrations to forcibly remove protesters who are blocking streets. Cotton referred to the protesters blocking the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco as criminals during a Fox News interview Monday, suggesting they would have been treated differently had the protest happened in his home state of Arkansas. No, they wouldn't. Sir, you won't bust the soft side of a grape, sir. But let me say this, the irony, the hypocrisy. So you have this senator saying, oh my goodness, these are criminals are blocking traffic. And then if you ask him about January 6th, the terrorist attack on the Capitol, those were very good people who really love America, and they're really frustrated about the direction of this country. You see what happens here? With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. There's more. Cotton told NBC News last Tuesday, absolutely, I support people if they're blocked by traffic by pro-Hamas vigilantes in the street, which, by the way, we haven't seen that. They should get out of their cars. They should move them to the side of the road, and they should let traffic continue. Asked whether he was calling for violence against protesters, Cotton said he wasn't. Quote, I'm saying that if people are trying to get to work or pick up their kids from school or take a sick kid to the doctor, and you have pro-Hamas vigilantes blocking the streets, they should get out and move those people off the streets, Cotton said. The police will get there eventually, but a lot of damage will be done in the meantime. He just said he's not calling for violence, so damage sounds like violence to me. So let's take him, let's put him, I don't know, let's pick a year, 1962. Let's put him in 1962. He's the same person saying in 1962 that Black people who are disrupting processes, who are disrupting restaurants, disrupting public transportation, he's the same guy telling white America to violently attack them. He's the same person, okay? Same person. You see, it's not a protest if somebody is not inconvenienced. That's the whole dynamic of protest. But it's amazing how we switch the narrative. We call white people protesting taxation the Boston Tea Party. No, that was an attack, but it's called the Boston Tea Party. The narrative somehow changed because of the historical record that's told. All right, so Cotton last Monday put this up. He wrote on X, I encourage people who get stuck behind the pro-Hamas, once again, branding that is not congruent to the facts. Mobs blocking traffic. Take matters into your own hands to get them out of the way. It's time to put an end to this nonsense. Why don't you do something? What you gonna do? Telling everybody else what they need to do in order to incite violence, sir. And obviously, nobody follows you or really believes in you because nobody's done it. I haven't seen anyone run up yet. All right, protest over the war in Gaza closed down the Golden Gate Bridge for roughly 5 hours on Monday. 26 people were arrested, others charged with conspiracy because of the coordinated protest. NBC Bay Area reported demonstrations were also held in other cities nationwide, such as Chicago and New York City. Per a CBS News report on Friday, Advance Democracy, a nonpartisan nonprofit organization that conducts public interest research, says it found that there has been a surge in calls for violence against pro-Palestinian protesters across social media platforms after Cotton's comments, with users threatening to kill or injure protesters. Now, they continue to say pro-Palestinian, but what you will really find is that these individuals are pro-humanitarian. The reason why they are pro-Palestinian is because the Palestinians are the ones who are being slaughtered. And they are calling for a humanitarian effort, diplomacy. And many of those who are being killed are children. They are under the age of 14. There's more. The report found many threats were in direct response to Cotton's post, as well as to right-wing accounts and personalities who shared the post online, including Fox News commentator Sean Hannity. Run them over. Once again, completely against the law. You will go to jail for that. They've tried it before, by the way, and successfully did kill one. One user wrote on Truth Social, the social media platform owned by Trump Media, which is majority owned by former President Donald Trump. They are terrorists and should be shot, another one said. Others suggested mugging, hanging, executing, zip tying, and throwing the protesters off of bridges they are occupying. The counter-protesters, who sometimes glue their hands to roads, one user on the far-right social media site, Getter, suggested that their arms be ripped off or that they should have their hands cut off. I promise you they will call themselves Christians. They will go to church on Sunday, Bible study on Wednesday, and call for murder on Thursday. You know, it's real simple. You ever taken a picture, a group picture before? And when you look at the group picture, the question is, hey, do you like the picture? What do you do? In order to determine if it is a good picture or not, what do? You look for yourself in the picture. And if there's 10 people in this picture and 9 of them look great, but you look horrible, guess what? You will say, this is a bad picture. Are you willing to retake the picture? Can you be inconvenienced for 60 seconds to retake the picture so that everybody looks beautiful, so that everybody looks their best? That's the issue here. People are unwilling to engage or endure a minor inconvenience so that we all have a beautiful presentation. Sharon, thoughts here?
I mean, if you don't disrupt people, who's going to really pay attention, right? We'll just go about our daily lives. But Senator Cotton's a throwback, probably would prefer to live in his famed, beautiful Arkansas back in 1919. The Elaine massacre of 1919, when this poor black sharecropper said, would you mind paying us fairly for our cotton? And hundreds were killed by white mobs, racists. They took matters into their own hands. So I do believe that he longs for a time when Arkansas was great again. And that's really what he's doing here. He's a fool who's had some remarkable things to say about slavery, as well as I'm sure you recall, Dr. Richey. It's Hannity. Okay. All right, Sean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These folks are trying to spark a civil war. All right. And it's sad, but it's right in front of us. And that's the reason engagement is necessary. And I need Biden and Harris administration, I need them to get their heads out of their ass. I need that to happen quickly because we say every year, Sharon, this is the most important election of our lifetime, but damn it, we mean it this time. Like this time, this is the most important election period, in my opinion.